A very good morning to my dear student. Hope you are fine and safe too. So welcome to my class. So today we are with the subject economic application and with our fourth chapter. In our last class we have discussed about the basic problem of an economy. So in that chapter we have discussed about the three basic problems or three main problems of an economic system. What to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce. So these all we have discussed. Hope you have went through the videos. But so what I have noticed that very few of the students, they care about watching the videos. They even do not bother how the teacher is working hard for them, so that they, by sitting at home, they will be educated and they will get the knowledge, whatever is there in the syllabus, whatever is there in the chapter. But still, our students are not concerned, our children are not concerned. Okay. So, I request to all the students to go through the videos. It is made for you. It is for you only, especially because you are there, so the videos are made. So, if you won't be studying, then the video won't be made. So, it is for the betterment of your education, betterment of your life. So, the videos are being made for you. So, try to go through the videos and don't leave the videos in the middle of the section only. Go through the complete videos, because something in the videos, the important features are given. The topics are changed. Okay, the topics are not same. The topics are not repeated in the videos continuously in one topic, but different topics is repeated. Different topics are given. So try to go through the complete video. Don't just leave the video in the half section only. Understood? Okay. So it is, take it as a notification or take it as a request. So today we will be discussing about the chapter number 4, classification of an economy. So there are, mostly we'll be highlighting the 3 points, 3 topics, that is capitalistic, socialistic and mixed economy. So these are the 3 economic systems which we will be studying, and we will be studying its features. We will be studying its features. Okay? And we will be studying the difference between the developing as well as developed, or underdeveloped and developed. Developing and underdeveloped, they are treated as same in present economic system. Okay? So if you have understood underdeveloped, then you can write about developing, and if you have understood developing, then you can write about developed also, underdeveloped. Similar case. Okay? So we'll be going through these all. So let us start our chapter. So see here, first topic, as it is given, the capitalist economy. So what is capitalist economy? So capitalist economy are those economy where the ownership and management, ownership and management are controlled, as well as handled by the single individual or the private firm. Okay, the ownership of the firm or the company, it is in the hand of private individual or the single. Okay, this is what is capitalist economy. Now let's come to features. Here, in capitalist economy, there is a least interference of the government. The government interference is very less, and whoever the firm is or the company is, they always seek for profit motive. Their mind will be always to earn maximum profit, so they will be always seeking for profit motive, and they don't control the market. The consumer controls the market. The flow of demand and supply in the market, through it only the market is controlled. The government doesn't come and control the market. So this, let us discuss the features. I prepared a chart. Let's go through the chart. So see here, in the capitalist economy, first one you can see private property. In the capitalistic economy, you have the right to own a private property. You have the right to own a private property. Nobody are excluded from having a private property. You have the complete right of having a private property. You can own your own property. The government will not come and intervene in the middle. No, this is my property. You have the complete right of having a private property. Next point is number 2, as price mechanism. The market is controlled through the price mechanism, means through the forces of demand and supply, or through the flow of demand and supply. When the demand is high in the market, when the demand for the product is high in the market, then what happens? The price of the product become high. And when the demand for the product decrease in the market, at that time what happens? To attract more consumer, to attract more consumer, they will decrease the amount and they will give lots of discount so that the consumer will be attracted. Once the demand increases too high, all the discount, all the lesser price and all, it will be removed because now consumers are coming. So it is automatic. The shopkeeper or the government, they are not coming, they have to control. It is the consumer who controls automatically. The consumers also don't know that they are controlling, but it is the fact that they are controlling the market system through price mechanism. Next point, freedom of enterprise. So you have the freedom to operate your own business, to operate your own farm, own company. You have the complete freedom of operation, your own business, farm, company, organization. So whatever you want to operate, you have the complete right. Next is your competition. In capitalistic economy, there is a huge competition is there because of the existence of large number of buyers as well as large number of sellers. Because of existence of large number of buyers and large number of sellers, the competition become too much intense. With large number of buyers also there and large number of sellers also there, because sellers want profit, so they will come and operate the business. And the buyers, they want the product. Wherever they will get the product, nice, good, as well as discounted product, they will be attracted there only. So to attract the consumer, the seller give lots of discount. So and price cut is there. So the consumer can be attracted. And this way there is a competition. You are giving discount, I also give discount, sale, and so many systems. It goes through. So you can see the big malls and all. Online shopping. Flipkart, Amazon, Shopclose, Snapdeal, they also give lots of discount. So wherever you go, you will find the list of the product with the same quality or the good quality. You will go there only. This is what the competition is. Next, profit motive. in the capitalist economy, they always want the profit. They always seek for profit motive. Wherever there is a profit, they will go there. Without profit motive, they will not do any work. They are not here to do social help. They are in the market to earn the profit. They are in the market to get the maximum profit. Okay? So, in capitalist economy, profit motive. Always the motive is to earn profit. Okay? The motive is to earn profit only. Next, government interference. No government interference. Or don't say no government, say least government interference. Okay? Least government interference. Okay, in some book it is written no government interference. But according to me, I think it is not correct. No government interference. It should be least government interference. Because, so whichever business you operate, the government interference is there. Like if you are going to operate any business locally now, so what do you require? A trade license. From where you will get trade license? From the government only, means Panchayat office. You are paying taxes. To whom you will pay? To the government. So here the government is coming. So it won't be rightful if you are saying no government, because the government presence is there. Just take example, if you are doing any illegal business, if no government interference is there, then the government will not come. Okay? You are doing illegal business, the government is there. Because government is there, the government will come and stop you. No, it is not right. That is not right. So, government interference is there. Though you are private, you are doing illegal, the government is coming and the government is making you stop, not to do illegal business. Means here, it means that the government interference is there. Okay, so this is what? Private property, price mechanism. You have the right to own private property, controls through demand and supply, freedom of enterprise. You have the every right to have your own business. Competition in capitalist economy, there is a huge competition. Profit motive, the capitalists always seek for maximum of the profit. Okay, and least government interference. There is very, very, very minimum government interference is there. Okay. Next, come to our socialistic economy. See here. Socialistic economy are those economy where the ownership and management is controlled by the government. Okay, whether it is state government or the central government. Okay, the ownership and the management is controlled by the government. Okay, central government or the state government, whichever. Understood? So, let's come to features. What are the features? Collective ownership. See here in socialistic economy, there is a collective ownership. In capitalist economy, you have seen private ownership, but here it is not a private. A collective ownership is there. Okay, take the example. Thus, I am giving the example of railway. Take the example of railway. The land of the railway. When you go through the railway track, on the sidewise, okay, side of the tracks, you can see the pillars. Okay, the pillars are there. On the pillars, it is written NFR. NFR means North East Frontier Railway. Means the land belongs to them. Whoever the government is, whether okay, it is NDA or UPA. So the government, whoever the government is, the land belongs to them only. It is not that individual, the land belongs to a particular person. Okay, like the present railway minister, Piyush Goyal, he will not say that the land belongs to me. Okay, he will say the land belongs to the government. That is what? Collective ownership. Okay, next, social, okay, economic and political equality. The government always seeks for this equality, socially also, economically also, and politically also. So everyone are treated same, equally. Everybody is treated equally in this field. Nobody is treated, okay, unequally. Okay. Next, positive role of the government. The government always seeks for the positive role, means the government always seek for the welfare of the people. The government always seek for the welfare of the people. Okay, the government always do the good work. The government always tries to bring the equality among the people. Okay, the government always seek for the development of the country, how the country will develop, how the country will progress in terms of education, in terms of health, in terms of infrastructure, okay, in terms of banking, whatever else. The government always tries to develop the country. This is what the positive means, always thinks positive. Okay. Next, economic planning. So whenever the new government is formed, okay, economic planning is made. Economic planning is made for 5 years. So on the 5 years, what are the work the government is going to do? What are the work the government is going to do? So all the records are being maintained. In this year, we will do this. In that year, the government is going to do that and all. So all the developmental work are being made through economic planning. Okay, because of existence of economic planning, the government can execute all the work on time and with a better result. Okay, this is what is economic planning is. Lack of competition. Say in socialistic economy, there is very, very less competition because the private ownership is not there. The private will not come to compete. So who is there? Only the government is there. And the government, of course, the government will not compete with its own government only. Okay, so lack of competition, or you can say there is no competition at all. Next, absence of the right to property. Okay, you don't have any right to own the government property. To own the government property, you don't have any right. Okay, it is completely excluded. It is completely excluded. And if by chance, if you are taking the government land and if you are sitting and saying it is my land, individual land, private property, then next day the government will going to come and the government will pick up you, and you know what will happen. So there isn't any chance of having government property and making it as a private. That's why absence of, okay, public property, okay, absence of the right to property. Okay, this is what socialistic. Collective ownership means the ownership is not in the hand of single person. It seeks for social, economic and political equality. Okay, positive role of the government always seek for the developmental process. On the every 5 years, the government make a planning, okay, for the development of the country. There is no competition in the market and absence of the right to property. You don't have any right to own the government property. Okay, next come to our next section, mixed economy. The coexistence of capitalistic and as well as socialistic economy is termed as mixed economy. The coexistence of capitalistic and socialistic economy is called as mixed economy. Okay, so let's see the features. What are the features? Features: coexistence of public and private sector. That's what I've told just now. So in this economy, both the public is also there and the private is also there. They both come together and they both with the mutual cooperation, they execute the work. They do the work. Okay, the coexistence of both is compulsory and it is necessary because it is what the government, okay, as well as the private property. So both come together and the mutual understanding is there and they operate the work, okay, with the mutual understanding. So this is what coexistence of public and private property. Economic planning. Okay, all the works are executed through economic planning. Without economic planning, okay, none of the work is executed. A proper planning is made, okay, on the proper planning, the work is being done and it is executed also. Next, individual freedom. Here, mixed economy, as it is owned by public and private. The private, they have their own freedom. The government doesn't stop them, okay, to do all the things. But the government will stop them from doing illegal business and all, illegal deeds. The government will stop. But for the benefit of doing other work, the government will not stop them. They have their individual freedom. Private property is allowed. In mixed economy, one can have their own property. They can have their own private property. The government will not stop them from having the private property. But in socialistic, okay, there was absence of private property. But here, in mixed economy as well as capitalist economy, you have the right to own a private property. Economic equality. Here, as there is government, coexistence of the government will not allow the capitalistic economy to exploit the people, means to charge more of the product. The government will stop. If the capitalistic is charging more of the product, then the government will come and the government will stop. No, it is not equal. You are not treating everybody equally. So it is the people. So the government will not stop